Now for an investigation that is the first of its kind and you will only see on RTV6. It's spring break time around Indiana, and that means thousands of families are getting out of town. Now, when you're planning a vacation somewhere on land, you can find out from police if it's a safe place to visit. But when it comes to booking a cruise at sea, it can be much more difficult to find out what's happening on board. This cruise ship surveillance video shows a passenger grabbing a guy by the neck, throwing him to the ground and punching him as people watched.
The person obviously, suffered injuries as a result.
Another shows two women getting into a hair-pulling fight in the onboard casino. And earlier this month, a crew member was arrested after police say he raped a passenger and tried to throw her off the balcony. Janet Powers knows what it's like to be assaulted on board.
There really is no one to help people in this situation.
She says it happened to her while traveling with her two children.
A man came and grabbed me by the hair and beat my head against the wall until I became unconscious.
She reported it to the onboard security.
The security guards on the cruise ship are not policemen.
And to police when she docked in Puerto Rico.
By the time we were through having the police explain to me that they had no jurisdiction, they'd already let this man off the ship. So according to all crime statistics for that ship, no crime ever occurred.
It's the FBI who's in charge of investigating most crimes at sea.
I mean, if this had happened at a 7-Eleven, this man would have been arrested. But because it happens at sea, there's no crime.
A recent government report shows concerns about cruise ship crime reporting, questioning whether passengers have the right information before booking their vacations.
If we're not collecting the data and analyzing it, we really don't know what we're working with.
Under pressure from Congress, 4 of the world's largest cruise companies recently began posting crime stats online for 9 serious offenses. For 2013, a total of 78 crimes nationwide, from sexual assaults to rapes.
It's maddening.
Longtime maritime attorney Jim Walker says there's more crime happening than those numbers show.
The data that's actually being required to be reported is only a small fraction of the overall cruise industry.
We've acquired local police reports from 5 of the biggest ports in Florida. We discovered they've been called to investigate more than 300 crimes just last year alone, and those were only ships coming in and out of the Sunshine State. For example, those 4 cruise companies reported 14 thefts last year. We discovered during the same time period, police responded to more than 75 cases of theft in Florida alone. That's because companies only report stolen items that are worth more than $10,000. So last summer, when a crew member stole a watch out of a passenger's luggage and when another crew member took a Kindle notebook from a woman's bag, you wouldn't hear about it because the ship wasn't required to report it.
Those are the crimes that they don't have to report to the FBI.
Detective Richard Neves of the Broward County Sheriff's Office says only a fraction of crimes get reported to police. But the cruise corporations know every crime that happens. They're required to keep a detailed log on board.
That is part of what they must do. But they are not required to report that to us.
But as of now, they're not required to release that log to the public.
I think it would help. I think it helps the passengers.
Janet Powers hopes they will. What happened to her won't stop her from cruising, but she wants to know what's happening on board before she does.
What if it was your wife? What if it was your sister, your mother, your daughter? This can't go on.
Now, the Cruise Line International Association says only a small fraction of crimes happen on ships compared to crimes on land, and they stress the crimes the cruise lines do report go above what the government requires. In a statement, a spokesperson says, quote, "No other hospitality, transportation, or commercial business, to our knowledge, discloses such comprehensive data nor provides this level of transparency. All of the information we unearthed about crimes on cruise ships is now on our website. You can search by cruise ship or company to see what's happening on board. Just go to theindychannel.com and click on this story."